Hello, and welcome. I'm sure you and I have talked already, but if we haven't, my name is Colleen Devine. I am a personal trainer. I'm certified in nutrition, and I'm an online coach. And if you're seeing this video, I'm your coach. So rest assured, you're in good hands. And welcome for taking this step. I should say thank you. Right? This is a big step. This is the first step. You're probably nervous right now. You're probably sitting there thinking to yourself, what the hell have I just gotten myself into? You don't know what's going to go on. You have no idea. It's okay. I was there too. I was. My first time doing one of these, I had no idea what I got myself into. When I received everything in the mail, I literally opened it all up and almost cried. Actually, I did cry. I had a panic attack. I really did. I had an anxiety attack. So I'm here to walk you through a few things and hopefully answer a few of your questions. So this is your welcome email. So welcome. I'm going to take this is the opportunity that I'm going to take throughout this email. You're going to see a few things. I'm going to walk you through your online streaming, where you find your workouts, where you find your nutrition plan, a few extra things. I'm going to talk about what comes with the package. Also in this email, you're going to see things like how to do your before and after pictures, how to take your measurements. I want you to do those before the group starts. So these are all things you can be working on before our group starts, okay? When our group does start, we will start with a prep week. To make sure that we set you up for success and that you're asking me all kinds of questions about your meal plan, how to do it, how to create it, and we'll talk about all of that. We will get into all of that, okay? And there's a few things we talk about in this email about the Beachbody Challenge, which is where you go in and submit your before pictures, and when you're finished your program, you're gonna submit your after pictures, and you will get a t-shirt to commemorate you celebrate you finishing your program. But also what that does is when you submit your before and after results to Beachbody, you actually get entered into the Beachbody Challenge, which has weekly winners of $500, monthly winners of $1,000, quarterly winners of $5,000, and the overall Beachbody Challenge winner. They pick one a year for their based on in each age range, based on their results, to win $100,000. Now, you might think, holy crap, that's awesome. And it really, really is. But you know what? It's roughly less than 10% of all people submit their before and afters. So if you do, you have a very, very, very great chance of being someone who's chosen for those weekly or monthly or quarterly winners. So I encourage all of you to make sure you go in and fill out your profile and that you're submitting your before and afters. Your before always stays the same, but every time you finish a program, you can update your afters and update your your stats and what you've been doing. So if you finish one program, you can submit it. If you go on and finish another program or the same round of the same program, you can submit that after picture. So you can keep submitting your afters and always be entered into the drawing. So that's a really great thing. It's a lot of fun to be, get the t-shirt and things like that, but it's something awesome. It's something to work towards, right? And know that you accomplished something, which is great. So today I'm going to take the opportunity to walk you through how you're going to find your workouts and your programs, your nutrition plans, all of those things, okay? So I want you to make sure that between now when you get this email and when we start our group, that you just go in and you just look around and play around with things, right? You're not going to hurt anything, so don't be scared to go in and play around with stuff and look, okay? Now, before we get into that, I'm going to talk about what comes with your package. So if you have, most people nowadays get what's called the annual all access pass, which gives you access to every single program that Beachbody has ever created, every program, plus any new programs that are going to be released in the future. So really it's a one-stop shop. You have access to everything. Like you can stream it at the gym. You can stream it on your iPad, on your phone, you know, on your TV. You can literally take these workouts anywhere you go. So there's really no excuse not to get your workout in. Just an FYI. But these, you know, because a lot of people do like to work out in the gym. That's where they have their heavier weights. That's what I always used to do, was I would take my iPad to the gym, I'd stream my workout, and I'd use the heavier weights at the gym. So you can still take these. They're still mobile. You can take them anywhere you want to go. Okay. So what comes with the package is that is all online, that part of it. But in the mail, you're still going to get your Shakeology. This is a 30-day supply, okay? So this is one a day for 30 days. If you have any left over at the end of the month, then I'm going to know you haven't been drinking it, which means you're not following your meal plan, all right? So this is your Shakeology. I am going to also include in this video a little bit more information about Shakeology because it's extremely misunderstood, And then when we start our group, we'll talk a little bit more about how to make it, okay? Because it's pretty specific. You do need a blender. If you just put this in a shaker cup with water and just shake it up, it's going to taste like shit. I'm going to be pretty honest with you. It's going to taste like shit. When I first got my very first bag of Shakeology, the first time I drank it, I hated it. I was mortified. I drank it and I was like, instantly thought to myself, what the hell is this? And what did I just get myself into? Right? I started to doubt everything. But I know from all of these superfoods in the back, I mean, they have some, I mean, you know, maca root helps with hormone imbalances. You know, ashwagandha helps with, you know, thyroid and depression and inflammation. And there's so much benefit to this that I had to keep giving it a try. And it took me, you know, there's thousands and thousands of recipes. So even if you don't like it, like I don't like vanilla. I don't like the vanilla flavor. And a lot of people love the vanilla. The vegan chocolate and this cafe latte, these are my two favorites right now. But when I first tried it, you know, I had the vanilla and I didn't like it. I had to get a different flavor to give myself the opportunity to know if I really didn't, it was just the flavor I didn't like, or if it was actually the whole thing I didn't like. I got chocolate, you know, it took me about a week to find a recipe I liked. And when I did find a recipe I really liked, which was like peanut butter and banana and almond milk, oh my God, so good. That was it. I found that recipe and I just stuck with it because it was so good. So you have to give it a chance. And I always, that's why I always recommend the 30 days, because it's going to take 30 days for your body to really make the adjustment to it and notice. I noticed after the first 7 days that my energy levels were definitely increased. And then as the weeks went on, I started noticing more and more and more things. Like, you know, I noticed all the pores, like through here, through my nose and stuff, all my pores started to disappear. Like my skin totally cleared up. My hair is very fine. It started to grow in nice and thicker again. It grows really, really quick now. Like I just noticed things, right? Like my back wasn't bothering me as much. I was much more regular than I ever had been in my life, right? Like I had been taking pills. So give it the chance, give it the 30 days. I definitely always recommend giving it the 30 days because it's going to take that time for your body to make the adjustment to everything that's in that, okay? You should also get a shaker cup with your package, and you're going to get the containers. So like I said, when I first got these, this is what I saw. And my first thought was, holy, I'm going to starve. Like, I'm going to starve. I freaked out. I'm going to starve. But these are like those Russian nesting dolls. There's some, you can see there's some inside each one of them. You don't just eat one of these all day long. You eat multiple of these all day long, right? So I've actually never, ever, ever had anyone that's been on any of my meal plans tell me that they're starving. If anything, they always tell me they can't eat enough, right? So, and we'll go over how to incorporate these. But it's funny that they always start off with, oh my God, I'm going to starve. Everyone freaks out. And then when they get in that first week, they're like, oh my God, Colleen, I can't eat. Do I have to eat all these containers? Yes, you do have to eat all your containers every day. So now let's get into it. Let's get into where you're going to find your programs and where to go. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Before I do that, I'm going to, I don't know why this is there. Okay. Okay, so now you should be able to see, this is your main teambeachbody.com page. This is where you're going to log into, okay? So you're going to first go into teambeachbody.com, all right? When you get here, you're going to go to Beachbody On Demand in that upper left corner, and that's what you're going to click on, okay? Now, if I go into, just a second, I gotta go. So you get into, I have to, okay, let's go back one more time. Let's go back one more time. Okay. All right. So Beachbody On Demand. Sorry, you just have to bear with me. I have somewhere along the way, I picked up some sort of virus, so all these pop-up windows start popping up on me sometimes. So you just have to bear with me. Okay, so when you go into that Beachbody On Demand, what's going to happen is you probably will not be logged in when you first go in. I'm logged in because I'm logged in all the time now. But you'll see up here in the right-hand corner, a little screen that says, a little thing that says log in. And what you're going to do is you're going to log in with your name and password that you used to set up your account when you first got everything set up, okay? So then when you come in here, you're going to see, here's all the workout programs are all laid out for you, all right? Anything that's new is at the top. Your challenge du jour is every day there's a new workout that gets put up there, so it's a different challenge every day. We have some really great yoga programs here. This 3-week yoga retreat is really based on, they did a really, really good job at doing the yoga in a way that if you couldn't even look at your TV to see what move they were doing, you would know what move they were doing in the way that they're describing it and bringing it to you. So this was created for people who would always love to try yoga, but were always maybe too self-conscious to go into a yoga studio. So you could really practice your yoga at home and then, go to a yoga studio. We have some really great ones. PIO is a Pilates and yoga mix. Core de Force is a kickboxing-based program. 21-Day Fix is our cardio and weight training. And then I have a pop-up window, so just bear with me. We also have our Fixate cooking show. So if you go into the Fixate cooking show, there's actual small little videos that show you how to create the dish. And then under the program materials in there, there's a recipe book. So all those recipes are all laid out for you. And they break it down on how it fits into your meal plan as well. There's the Beachbody Yoga Studio. So that's all our yoga, all the yoga videos from all the programs, all in one spot. Country Heat is a great dance-based program. UV2 is another brand new one. We got pre and postnatal fitness. Body Beast is our weightlifting programs. Hammer and Chisel is a weightlifting program. 22-minute hardcore is a very much boot camp style. We have a lot of great workouts here. And if you get into, I haven't seen it yet. Oh, maybe we skipped over it just a second. I know a lot of people, size. A lot of people love to dance. And if you like Zumba style dancing and that, size is a great one for that. It's very much like a choreographed dance. So it's basically like you would be like a backup dancer, basically is what he's teaching you those moves. So when you first come in here and we're looking at programs, Some of you, I should have already recommended a program for you. If I have not recommended a program yet, all right, make sure you reach out and we have a conversation about what program you're going to get started with, okay? So whatever program that is that you're going to get started with, you would come in here, find the program, and then click on it, and I'm going to show you what you'll see next, okay? So I'm going to use the 21-day fix as a guideline because the 21-day fix is a great starter program for doing workouts, but not only that, the nutrition plan is the best one we have here. Each program comes with its own nutrition plan. So whatever program you click on, there's going to be a tab there that shows you that nutrition plan, okay? So you're going to have to just go in, click on it, and you'll see. So follow me when I show you this one. So if I go into 21-day fix, okay, so if I go into 21-day fix, so here's what, if you go into any programs, maybe, okay, all right. So when you go into the program, you click into it, it's going to show you all of your workouts, okay? All your workouts are going to be listed here for you. When you go into program materials, this is going to be the same, doesn't matter what program it is. So don't just, so if you're not doing the 21-day fix, that's okay. You're just going to go find the name of the program that you're doing, click on it, and it's the layout in this side is going to show you the same thing. It's going to show you your workouts, and then it's going to show you program materials. You're going to click that tab at the top for program materials, and then it's going to show you everything you need to know about that program. So you have a start here guide, start there. You have your workout calendar. Every program has a workout calendar, okay? So make sure you go in, look at your program calendar, print it off, because that's what you're going to want to follow, okay? It's laid out specifically what workout to do each day. You don't just randomly pick. You have a specific workout each day to follow, because these workouts are designed by, you know, fitness professionals, and they're designed in a way that you're not targeting the same muscle group each day. You're giving yourself a break, right? So one day you're doing upper body, one day lower body. You're moving it around so that it gives the muscles that you did the day before a little bit of a break, okay? So you've come down here and you'll see there's food lists, but right here you want to look at the eating plan. There's also a vegetarian and vegan friendly meal plan. So if anyone's vegetarian or vegan, it's okay, you're covered here, okay? It still incorporates it. It's just gonna show you a little bit of different breakdown on your food lists, okay? So now we're gonna go into the eating plan, okay? So here's your eating guide. So each program, like I said, each program will have its own nutrition guide. So when you go into your program, you're gonna find your nutrition guide, and then the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna read it from front to back first. Read it completely through first before you do anything else, okay? So this is why you have tons of time to read through all of this stuff before the group even starts, okay? So that you can be asking questions, looking through things, and figuring it out. In this welcome email as well, I've also done a video about creating meal plans and how I create my meal plan and keep it simple. So you'll have some guidelines to be looking at before we even get started, okay? So don't worry, I have you covered. But if you have questions, please always feel free to ask, okay? So eating plan, you wanna look through the eating plan first. So we're just gonna run through this quickly. You're gonna have how you figure out what calorie bracket you're in. That's the first thing you wanna do, is figure out what is your target calorie bracket, okay? You're gonna find that out first, and then you're gonna look in here. So here's your calorie target range. Here's your ranges of calories, where you fall into what bracket, and then you're gonna know what plan you fall onto, whether it's plan A, B, C, or D, okay? Once you figure out what plan you're on, I personally am on plan B. So this is how many containers you eat throughout the day. 4 portions of vegetables, 3 fruits, 4 proteins, 3 carbs, a healthy fat, a salad and dressings, and 4 teaspoons. That's what I'm allowed to eat all day long of these containers, okay? So this is where it comes into play. These containers really are going to show you, I know everyone rolls their eyes at these containers, but don't. I've been doing this for 2.5 years, and I still use these containers every single day because I'm a binge eater. I cannot be trusted to just eye out my portions, because if I eye out my portions, I for sure am going to eat more than I'm supposed to be eating. And regardless if you're eating healthy or not, even if you're overeating on healthy foods, it's still too much. You're still going to gain weight because your body can only process so much of these foods, okay? And if they can't process it, then they store it as fat. So it's regardless if you're eating healthy or not. Portions are the key. So these are really used as a guide for you, okay? To learn what a portion looks like, to learn how many of them you're supposed to be eating in the daytime, to learn, properly. So I don't have to worry about measuring my food. I don't got to worry about how many calories are in something. I'm not counting points. I'm not doing any of that stuff. That stuff I used to obsess over, and I could never do it because I was always so concerned about those things. Now this takes the guesswork out of it. If it fits in this container, you eat it. That's it. End of story. You don't need to know how many carbs are in it or macros or any of that stuff. You don't need to know it. As long as I'm eating, so this green one is my veggies. As long as I eat 4 of these and I stick to how many I stick to this amount all day long, then I know I'm going to fall in this calorie bracket, and that's all I need to know. That's it. That's all I need to know. It makes it super, super easy for you, okay? So you don't have to obsess about those things anymore. So you're going to find your plan, okay? So you're going to figure out how many of these containers that you have to eat for the day. Then you're going to come down. Of course, you're going to read through all these. There's some tally sheets for you and things like that. You're going to read through everything. And then you're going to come to, keep going, your food list. So here's your green container. Here's everything that's allowed for that green container. There's some vegetables that are not on this list, which are still allowed, but they're just not on this list, okay? But here are your green veggies. So this is your veggies that go in this green container. So you can see there's kale, spinach, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, asparagus, snow peas, cabbage, cucumbers, everything's listed here. What you need to know about these food lists, though, is that the top half of this food list, right, the top half is the most nutritious of all of the selections that you have, okay? And then the very top ones are the most nutritious, which means if you stick to the very top of your food list, then you're getting the best choices. You're making the best choices that you can in your meal plan, okay? So again, nothing is off limits in these meal plans. Nothing is off limits. It's just learning what the proper portion of it is and sticking to that portion throughout your day, okay? So here's your veggies. Then you get your purple container, which is your fruit. So here's a list of all your fruits that you can have, right? Your red container, here's a list of all your proteins that you're gonna have. All your proteins are down through here, right? Your yellow containers. So your yellow container is your carbs. And look at the big list of carbs here. Everyone's always so scared that they have to eliminate things. You don't eliminate anything in this meal plan, okay? These meal plans are designed, again, for portion control. It's not about eliminating things. It's not about giving anything up. It's just learning to take what you already like and making sure you're eating the proper portion of it, okay? So again, remember, the top part of this meal plan is the most nutritious. So you see sweet potatoes, number 1. There's quinoa, beans. Beans are a carb. Peas. There's refried beans are in here. Brown rice, potato. Corn on the cob is a carb. I didn't know corn on the cob was a carb, but it's considered a carb. And why it's considered a carb is just the way that your body recognizes it and the way your body breaks it down. So when you put corn on the cob in your body, you eat it, your body treats it like a carbohydrate, not like a vegetable, okay? Oatmeals are in here, pastas on here, crackers, cereal, bread, pita bread, waffles, pancakes, English muffins, bagels, tortillas. So again, it's not about giving anything up. It's just learning that if you want to have pita bread, then it's got to be whole wheat and a small 4-inch one. That's one serving of a carb, right? Or knowing that crackers, whole grain crackers, 8 small crackers is considered a carb, right? Your waffles, a whole grain and 1 waffle, English muffin, whole grain, half a muffin, right? So, but notice that these things are at the bottom of the list. So if they're at the bottom of the list, they're not really the best choices you could be making, okay? You can still have them, but they're not necessarily the best choice, right? Not really the most nutritious choice you could be making. Then your blue containers are here, which is your healthy fats. So all your avocados, your whole nuts, so almonds, cashews, peanuts, pistachios, pecans, right? They're all in there. Hummus is on here. Your cheeses are all on here. So all of this stuff things are still on here. You just have to know, again, it's about a portion. And you only get one of these a day. So choose wisely, right, when it comes to your healthy fat. Your orange container, those are all your nuts or your seeds and your dressings, okay? It's also anything that's like chopped. So if you have like almonds that are chopped up, then you could put them in the orange container. If you have walnuts that are chopped up, you can put them in your orange container. It's pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, flaxseed, unsweetened shredded coconut, and your dressing. So any salad dressings, okay? And your salad dressings, there's some recipes for salad dressings on here. And if you go in the Fixate cooking show, there's some dressing recipes in there too, some salad dressing recipes in there as well. But you want to be sticking to vinaigrette dressings, and you want to stick to the fresh vinaigrette dressings. So any vinaigrette dressings that you find that are in the fridge section, like over by the lettuce and all that, in that fridge area, in a fridge, those are the ones you want to stick to, not the ones that are down the aisle, in the middle of the grocery store, down the aisle, that's just sitting on a shelf in the aisle. Because if it's not being refrigerated, that means the stuff that there's some kind of chemical that's in there that's keeping those ingredients to shelf life to last longer, right? So you want the fresh that's in a fridge, right? You want the stuff that is in a fridge, because that means there's no preservatives or chemicals in there that's keeping that stuff lasting longer than it should, right? So stick to vinaigrettes. Another thing about dressings, about anything in general, this is a rule of thumb that I want you to remember. When you're going out and looking for anything, doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter if it's Greek yogurt, cereals, dressings, doesn't matter. Turn it over, look at the label on the back, and make sure it's got 6 grams or less of sugar. That is your rule of thumb, 6 grams or less of sugar, okay? That's a big one. We'll talk more about that stuff in the group, but that's just a little thing I wanted to throw out there. Then you have your teaspoons. Your teaspoons are all your extra virgin olive oils that you're cooking with, any coconut oils, flaxseed oils, your nut butters like peanut butter, almond butter, right? Those are all considered a teaspoon in here, okay? So a proper serving of peanut butter is a teaspoon, right? Just so you know. I didn't know that. There's a lot of us that eat way more than that. So now there's all kinds of things. There's like substitutions in here. There's free foods. All your spices. Any spices are free foods, right? All those spices. So, go, live it up with the spices, right? Coffee, teas. All of that stuff is in here. Frequently asked questions. So there's all kinds of things in here. So make sure you read it through. Now, for all my picky eaters, because I always hear this all the time when people start, they're like, oh, I'm such a picky eater. I'm such a picky eater. Okay, one, I'm not making your meal plan for you. So these meal plans are going to be based on the foods that you like. I'm not going to tell you what that is. You're going to pick the foods that you like. So what I suggest, what I always tell people when you first start, is print these food lists off, okay? There's a lot of things on here that I wouldn't eat either. I'm not eating shellfish or clams. I'm not eating goat or squab. Like, I'm not eating a lot of stuff that's on here. So get your list, print these food lists off, like all your proteins, okay? Then go through this list and cross off everything that you're either allergic to or you don't like, all right? Go through and do that. Do the same thing with your fruits. Go through and do the same thing with your vegetables. All the vegetables you don't like or would never eat or you're allergic to, cross them off. Go through the carbs. Again, cross off all the ones you would never eat or you're allergic to, or maybe you're gluten sensitive and you can't have them. Cross them off, right? So then what you're left with are the foods that you do like to eat, right? So if those are the foods you do like to eat, then that's what we're going to build your meal plan around. And that becomes one more step to make it easier for you to see how we start creating these meal plans. Like I said, in this welcome email, there's going to be a video that shows you me explaining how to create a really simple meal plan to get yourself started, okay? So that's what I suggest you do, is go through. If you know what program you're doing, then find that program, okay? So let's go back. Oh, I went back too far. So when you come in, go in and find the program that you're going to be doing. Some of you are going to, most of you are probably going to be doing the 21-day fix because it's one of the best programs to get started with. But some of you need something that's a bit more low impact. So if you do need something that's more low impact, I'm going to probably suggest you either Country Heat or this UV2. So again, if you go into Country Heat, you're going to see there's your videos, all the workouts. You're going to go into your program materials. There's your calendar, like I said. And then there's your eating plan for that one, okay? When you come into this eating plan, again, it's going to come through. This one here is a really, really good eating plan. It's still based on the container system, just like the 21-day fix that we looked through. But you're going to come through, again, you're going to find your calorie target. You're going to find what meal plan you're on, okay? And then you're going to come down through here. You're going to see that it's the same setup. You're going to have all your green containers, all your fruits, all your reds. They're all the same. These are all the same, okay? All the yellows, everything's the same. So you're not going to see something on this list that you don't see on a different list. They're all the same, okay? But what you might find in here is, if I come down here a little bit further, keep going, you might find different recipes, different lunch ideas, different snack ideas. So see, here's the recipes. There's some different Mediterranean seasoning, all-purpose seasoning, some different seasoning recipes. Come down through, you got a mixed stir fry, sauteed kale, hard-boiled eggs. I think we all know how to make hard-boiled eggs. But there's just some different recipes in here that if you wanted to look through and look at. Oh, there's some treat recipes. These high-protein chocolate peanut butter snack bars, I've made them, and they are super delicious, made with Shakeology. There's double chocolate cookies, banana oatmeal cookies, so good. Right, so there's one, chocolate morsels with toasted pecans. Like, there's so many. So the thing is to know that even if you have your Shakeology, especially if it's chocolate Shakeology or maybe the vanilla in that there are a ton of things you can make with it besides drinking it. So if you're not so keen on drinking it, like if you tried it a couple times, you're not so keen on it, then there are so many different recipes. Don't let it go to waste. There's pudding, there's ice creams, there's bars, there's cookies, there's cakes, there's puddings. There's so many recipes that you can actually make something with and have that as part of your meal plan as a treat, instead of just not using it whatsoever, okay? I'd rather see it go to some sort of use. So if you notice here, anything like this, your cookies here, it equals a yellow container. Here's this the peanut butter snack bars, that's a yellow container. Here's these cookies, it's a yellow container. Anything that's considered a treat is a yellow container. Because a yellow container is your carb, and your carbs are not really the most nutritious thing that you can put in your body. So if you were to do away with a carb, it's okay. So if you wanted to have a treat in the day, you're allowed to have 3 treats a week, only 3 a week, and you would have to remove one of your other carbs from your lunch. So normally I have a carb, my yellow containers, I usually have one for breakfast, one for lunch, and one for supper. So if I knew today that I wanted to, let's say, have these cookies today, then I would have to take one of my yellow containers away from my meal plan. So maybe instead of having a yellow container at supper, I wouldn't have it, and I would have my treat instead, right? So it's just incorporating things into your meal plan, all right? Again, we'll talk about all that stuff in the group, so don't worry so much about those things. Go back to your main, Team Beachbody page. There's also a spot under here where if you go to Eat Smart and go to recipes, and if you come in here, there are so many recipes in here for you. There's lunches, dinners, snacks, desserts, breakfast, soups. There's vegan recipes. There's vegetarian recipes. There's so many recipes for you that there's so many, right? And the thing about them is if you go into any one of them, so let's go into a dinner. If I can. Okay. So if you come in here to a dinner one and you pick a dinner recipe, right? So pick any dinner recipe. You decide that you want to try and make one of these. Once it opens it, maybe. All right, here we go. So once you come in here, it's going to show you how all the ingredients you need for it, the prep, how many servings it makes, all of that. But if you come down here where it says nutritional information, and you come down, it's going to show you, here's the containers, right? So this is how it fits, how it breaks down into your meal plan, okay? So it shows you exactly how it breaks into your meal plan. So here are some things that I would, a few things that I always recommend. We went through a lot of information here, okay? It's going to feel overwhelming to you. You're probably sitting here right now thinking, I don't know anything that you just said, okay? That's okay. You've got time to go in, look around, and look things over, ask questions. Like I said, in this email, there's going to be a video talking about meal plans and how to put those together. It's not something you need to know right now. You don't need to know it right now, okay? But a couple key things to remember is, one, you don't need to be perfect. No one's expecting you to be perfect, okay? So it's not going to come natural to you, and that's okay. You're going to start off the first week, and you're just using the first week as your learning experience, learning how to make sure you're fitting all your containers in for the day, learning what goes in each one, learning how to put that meal plan together and how it all works together. So give yourself, cut yourself some slack, give yourself permission to just learn, all right? Just be open to learning, okay? You're not gonna, some of you, it might all click and it all might make sense, and other people, it might take time, and that's okay. Just know that you don't have to be perfect, and you're not gonna get it right off the bat, and that's okay, all right? So cut yourself some slack right from the start. Secondly is, when it comes to your meal plan, keep it simple. For the first 30 days, when we first get started here, keep it simple. Don't get into a bunch of recipes. I know I showed you where some recipes are to find them, to give you some ideas, but keep it simple. Don't get into complicated recipes. Like, keep it simple. And when I say simple, I mean like just keep it to like, you know, some pork loin, half a baked sweet potato, and some asparagus, chicken breast, rice, broccoli on the side. Like, keep it simple for yourself. Don't get into complicated recipes, because once you get into complicated recipes, meal prep's going to get harder for you. You're not going to know how to fit it into your meal plan properly. You're going to get frustrated, and then you're going to be like, I can't do this. Okay? Take a deep breath. You can do this. It's new. And when anything is new, it's going to seem hard. Okay? But trust me, it gets easier and easier and easier. I've been doing this for 2.5 years, which means I've done a meal plan every week for 2.5 years, which means now I have 2.5 years of meal plans sitting on my desk in there. So at any time, I don't have to think about it now. I can go in and just grab a meal plan. The same is going to be for you. As you keep going week by week by week, you're going to build yourself a little database of these meal plans. So after a while, you're not even going to have to think about it. You're just going to be able to go back and grab a meal plan. Say you're running late and you can't think of anything this week to eat. You're going to be like, oh, I had a meal plan there a few weeks ago that I really, really liked. You'll be able to go back and grab that meal plan and just prep that up, right? It gets easier and easier and easier. And the same thing goes as you want to track yourself. So let's say I have a meal plan this week. I want to know, did I lose any weight during this meal plan? Like, did I lose a pound or 2 pounds this week on this meal plan? If I did, I want to make a note of that, because this is the meal plan I might want to go back to, right? And then maybe there's a meal plan where I did this meal plan this week and I didn't lose anything, or maybe I went up a pound that week. So I want to make a note of that, right? So that I know what meal plans work for me and which ones didn't, kind of thing, right? You know, did it make me feel tired? Was I hungry this week on this meal plan? Little things like that you want to think about. So just know, get excited. It is a lot of fun. I know there's going to be a lot of information and you might feel a little overwhelmed with it, and that's normal. That's totally, totally normal, right? Anything that's new feels a little daunting sometimes, but we're all new. We all started at day one. We all had a day one. I had a day one. I started just like you. I didn't have the benefit of these groups. I didn't have the benefit of a welcome email like this. So I want you to take it, you know, make sure you watch the video. Maybe you have to watch the video a couple of times to kind of, you know where to maneuver to find everything, and let it all sink in. And then, you know, look at, and then go through the rest of the email. You have time, all right? That's why I send out the welcome email ahead of time before we start. So it gives you the opportunity to take a few days, take a week to get through everything. There's no rush. This is all self-paced, right? Like there's no rush. There's no test at the end of it. So take your time, go through the email. And like I said, if you have any questions, make sure you ask. The next step from this email is when I do get the group set up, I will add you to that group, and then we will have what's called a prep week, where we get you ready, as in we talk about your goals, we talk a little bit more about Shakeology and how to make it, we talk more about your meal plan and how getting your meal plan set up. We'll go into more specifics about all of those things during that prep week before we get started. So we'll really make sure we get you set up for success before your day one. All right. So I'm excited. I'm super, super excited to have you here with me. I can't wait to start working with you. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope you're excited. And like I said, if you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and speak to me. And I'll leave it on this. If we have not yet discussed which program you are doing, please make sure you reach out to me so that we have that conversation and I can make sure that I recommend the proper program for you to get started with. All right. I can't wait to start this. I'll see you later. Bye.